How does an airplane fly? Airplane is aeroplane. This is taught in the subject of fluid mechanics. And fluid mechanics has one subdivision which is called aerodynamics. There it is taught. But here in this class, a small class of 10 or 15 minutes duration, I want to discuss the mechanism of how an airplane flies. You know that airplane is heavier than air. So how it goes in the upward direction? It is heavier than air. So some upward force is required, which should be more than the weight of the airplane. Okay? That force which acts on the airplane to lift it up is called lift force. So when an airplane moves in the sky or in the air, when an airplane moves in the air, mainly four forces act together. Weight of the airplane in the downward direction, lift force in the upward direction, in the forward direction means in the direction of the motion of the airplane, thrust is a force, and in the backward direction, drag force acts. So in this class, I want to discuss how lift force generates. Lift force generates due to the presence of the wings of the airplane. One thing I want to mention here that buoyant force is also there, but in case of airplane, buoyant force is negligibly small. So that is why this is neglected. As compared to the weight of the airplane, buoyant force is negligibly small. But in case of balloons, buoyant force is considered. Because as compared to the volume of the balloon, weight is much smaller. Okay, so in that case, you have to consider buoyant force also. But in case of airplane, there is no need to consider buoyant force. It is negligibly small as compared to the weight of the airplane. So you know that if you want to lift it up, you have to apply a force which is more than the weight of the airplane. So how this lift force generates? This lift force generates due to the presence of the wings. If you observe carefully, then you will see that the wings of the airplane, the upper side of the wings is curved and the bottom side, the lower side of the wings is almost flat. Not exactly flat, but it is almost flat. And upper side is curved. So there is total two theories. Number of theories is two. First one is now invalid. Still I want to discuss that one here in this class. When engine starts, airplane moves in the forward direction. Okay. So air moves over the wings. When air moves over the wings, it divides into two parts at the leading edge of the wing. One part goes above the wing surface and one part goes below the wing surface. Since the upper part is curved, so length up to the rear end of the wing is more as compared to the lower one. After dividing into two parts, the air meets again at the rear end at the same time. So what happens? Since the length of the upper side, it is curved, so length of the upper side is more as compared to the lower one. So since the length is more, so air needs to move faster to go to the rear end. Means here velocity of the air is more as compared to the lower one. So since velocity is more, therefore pressure will be less according to Bernoulli's theorem. according to Bernoulli's equation, velocity is more, so pressure will be less. And in the lower side, velocity is less, so pressure will be more, so there is a difference of pressure. At the bottom side, pressure is more, at the top side, pressure is less. So there is an upward thrust. That upward there will be an upward thrust, and that upward thrust is called lift force. Okay. So if you accelerate the airplane, or if you move faster, if the airplane moves faster, then lift force will be more. Okay, and this way the airplane goes in the upward direction. This theory is called equal transit theory. Equal transit theory. But now this theory is invalid. It is considered to be invalid. The latest one is that I have already mentioned that the top side is curved. Okay. So here what happens? Air is stretched on the top side. And when air is stretched, volume increases. And when volume increases, pressure decreases as compared to the bottom side of the wing. So there is again difference in pressure. Due to that difference in pressure, lift force generates. Okay, and due to that lift force, the airplane moves in the upward direction. Lift force must be greater than weight. Then only airplane will go in the upward direction. Otherwise not. So this is the basic theory about how airplane moves in the air. Okay. This is not important for BTech mechanical engineering courses. Just this theory, whatever I have said so far, is sufficient. So two theories are there. Now first one has become invalid. Okay. Okay, thank you.